everyone, it's Liz with Liz Art Finds. We have another great video today. Hope everybody's doing amazing. I am going to start with my solds this week because we had a crazy amazing show last night, live show, the Itty Bitty Train. So it was all little things over on Niknax. And oh my gosh, it was crazy. So I want to go through my week of solds. Over on eBay, we sold two things. I have not been listing over there because I've been crazy busy with everything else. But we did sell the Stone Mountain pocketbook purse. I've had this up for a while. I think I listed it last year. I paid $6.99 for it. I kept dropping the price. It sold at $17.99. My profit on that was 10 or 11. I think it was like $10.95 on that one. So I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the Stone Mountain. Some of them have sold really well for me and really fast, and some of them not so much. So unless it's a really spectacular piece, I'll probably leave them in the future. My swizzle sticks sold, my glass swizzle sticks. This was a fun one. I paid $1.99 for this set of swizzle sticks. Now these are contemporary. They are not old. It was 4 flamingos and 4 palm trees. I paid $1.99 for all 8, and they sold for $21.60 for a profit of like $15.24 or something like that. So that was really exciting. Then over on Niknax last night, I had a half-hour show, and it was these small, they had to be 4 inches or less. But what I did was I brought other things into my shop, like for the buy it now section, all other little things. And then I think I had somebody that just went and checked me out separately because I sold this Peggy Carr plate over on Niknax, and it was at the same time as my show, but it was not miniature, so it was not in my show. This particular one, I don't remember all the specs because what I did here was I grouped everything together because it was one big sale. Basically, my total, and here's what's really interesting, with the minis, because a lot of them were from auction lots and a lot of them were from like baggies and things like that, I had pretty much less than $1 into most things in the show. So of everything that I sold last night, and I didn't count how many pieces, but my total investment, my total cost of goods for everything that sold last night was $27.60. Because again, something was 18 cents or 33 cents or 50 cents. So, and then, you know, you fit in something like this, which might have cost me $3.99 to $5.99 when I bought it. But my total spend, everything including this last night that sold, my total spend was $27.60. My total sales was over $200. My total profit was $192.72. And I'm just going to show you really, really quickly what sold. I didn't do all the specs. I didn't put them all on one giant collage. I decided I would just print them all individually. The little Hayden Renneker bunny sold last night. And again, I didn't print out how much everything sold for, but he probably sold for around $4. Maybe $6, I'm not sure. He was worth a lot. The little fox guy sold, I think, for $7. And again, I had like 23 or 30 cents into these guys. This rabbit, which is not this big in real life, he sold for, I think, $4 last night. I don't remember the exact amounts, but this little pinch pot sold. It was a pottery pinch pot. The amazing inlay elephant, there was a little bit of bidding that happened on this guy. He was a little tiny pottery pot sold. This one was really interesting. This is the little cast iron duck that was in one of the auction lots that I picked up. There was a bidding war over this guy. I started him at like $4 to $6. He sold for $27. And again, I had less than $1 into him, probably like 50 cents or something like that. And he sold for $27, which was amazing. My Santa egg, now this one sold from the buy it now. So that one went for a bit. It was either $28 or $35. I can't remember exactly, but that sold. And this guy sold for a few dollars, the little Capodimonte shell. This egg that I got a couple years ago in a bag of Easter egg things. This Nicaraguan pot was in my buy it now. That sold. This little, and I'm sorry I'm going so fast. I just have so much to go through today. This little stamped photo. It was like a clay thing in a photo frame. It's not really a photo. It's all stamped pottery. That guy sold from my Buy It Now. The Italian trinket box, little guy, sold from my Buy It Now. This trinket box was actually in my show, and it was all like inlay, like mother of pearl. That sold. The egg, the little painted egg, sold. I did a few Easter, rabbits and eggs and things like that. This Mexican pot, it glows under blacklight. The orange just lights up really bright, and then the center of the other flowers lights up. So that was a fun one to sell to somebody who collects glowy things. And speaking of glowy things, my Fenton custard egg sold. I've had that one listed close to a year, so that sold. And that was from the Buy It Now as well, so it went for somewhere in the 20s, I believe. This little guy sold for a few dollars. I just showed you him a couple days ago, or a couple videos ago. And these little nesting kokeshis sold for like $6 each. So the total, like I said, of everything there, my total cost of all of that stuff was $27.60. That's what I paid for those things when I add them all together. And like I said, the sales were over $200. My profit from that show was $192 and change. And so from the $25 over on eBay this week, it was a pretty good week. It was, over $230. And it was just, a half-hour show plus, a couple things over on eBay. So that was exciting, like really exciting. And I have another show coming up. So my next show is going to be Glass Gallery. Now, these are not things that I bought for 50 cents. These are going to be expensive things. I'm going to try to throw a few things in at lower price points, but I also have some pretty expensive glass as well. So it's exciting. And that show will be over on Niknax, April 5th, 6th, and 7th. My show is at 7 p.m. on the 6th. So I'll put the information and the link in the description below. I will be loading that show throughout the week. So you'll be able to go in and pre-bid on things, but I'd wait till like the 5th or the 6th because it's going to take me a while to get everything in. All right, let's look at what I found. That's it. I got a lot of stuff. Nothing earth-shattering at all, but a lot of stuff. And, I'm going to say this at the beginning because I always forget to say it at the end. My total spend for this week was $68.43, and the value of all the things is around $350. So it's around 5 times potential earnings on what we've got here. So let's start going through them. This is going to catch us up to yesterday. I got a little bit behind, but this is stuff from 10 days ago, basically up until yesterday. So first stop on the 18th, I got this Fenton hobnail white milk glass piece. It was in really good condition. It's the ruffle rim. They're not worth a ton of money, but I paid $1.99 for this, and they sell like 10 to 15. And we do a lot of Fenton things here on Niknax or over on Niknax. So there are people that are looking for Fenton. Is this a very, very common Fenton piece? Yeah, it's not one of the highly sought after, uniquely painted, by hand things. It's not signed. It's just a little milk glass vase. And, my mom has one in the bigger size. I think everybody had one of these years ago. But it was a good specimen. It was only a couple bucks, so I picked that up. And like I said, I think 10 to 15 on that. It varies. Solds are all over the place. This one, I tried to, I was back and forth on whether or not to pick it up. But then it was only marked 99 cents, so I picked it up. What I like about it, it's really pretty, confetti type glass. What I don't like about it, it's really, really thin. It is not good quality glass. Now, there are some listed, basically, that look exactly like this, and they all say Poland. I'm not convinced. This is very thin, and most of the Polish glass that I have it's got some heft to it and much better clarity. So I would guess, and I'm probably wrong because I'm wrong a lot with some of this stuff, but I don't think this is super high value. But for 99 cents, it's pretty, and someone will buy it for $8 to $12. I wrote down 18 to 24 because that's what the solds are on this. I'm not convinced I would get 18 to 24 on it just because the quality doesn't seem to be there to me. But I could start it there, see what happens, or if I put it in at auction, I would start it low and just see where it went. But again, I paid 99 cents, so it was a pickup. The other thing I picked up there, actually that was all I picked up there, because the third thing I picked up there was broken when I got home. It was a little vase. It was flashed and the flashing just peeled right off. So I threw that away. But again, it was only 99 cents and I'm not counting it in my numbers. Okay, then, this is a few days after that. This was on the 23rd. I found this obelisk paperweight. I'm going to tell you what's good about it, okay? Other than the fact that it's got some sticker residue on the side here. It's crystal, I believe. It's a very high quality glass and it's signed. Now, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, and I cannot, let's see, it's right in the center. Let's see if I can see how that, right in the center bottom, it's signed. It looks like the second word is France. It does not look like it says Lalique. It does not look like it says Daume. It looks like a very long name, like Le Huilier or something like that. Like I can't decipher it because obviously the person was using an etching tool, and even the word France, the F and the R are on top of each other. So I'm not 100% sure it says France, but I think it does. I'm gonna have to try to get some pictures of this signature and get it into a glass group and see if I can figure out who made this, because the lens searches I'm doing are only coming up with either Stuart Abelman, which this is not that. Abelman signs like around like this and usually puts a date, or they'll say Murano and this is not Murano, or it's like crystal something something, like a lower grade one, and those are not selling for much. I just don't know. I think this is done by a good quality craftsman. It's a clear crystal. It's individually signed, like I said. I need to do more investigating, and if I learn anything, I will get back to you guys. I paid $6.39 for it. Something similar sold for $165. It was almost identical, but the signature was different, so I'm not sure. Then there's others in the 24 to 35 range that are not signed. So I just am not sure what I've got here. I'm hopeful it's one of those over 100 ones, but I don't know. I think 24 is a good number on this. It may be more. I have some things to learn. Alrighty, then the next spot, I picked up a couple things. So we've got this plane. Now this is definitely not old because it's LaCroix, and I don't think LaCroix is that old. Okay. But it's like a whirligig. You hang it outside and it spins in the wind. The hook is a little rusted, so it's not new. And I wasn't able to find this exact one, but I paid $2.99 for it, and the prices are all over the place. Now, I found ones that were like beer can ones, and some prices were grouped in like 15 to 30 range. Some were in the 40 to 60 range, and there were a lot in like 55 to 65-ish, area. So I have to figure some more things out on this as well. I think 24 definitely, probably more. I think if I put this on eBay, I'm gonna list it high and then drop the price over time. But I just thought it was so cool. And again, it was only $2.99, so I picked that up. And the other thing I picked up there was this little elephant. I've been into this carved stuff. And there's a little elephant inside the elephant. It's a soapstone carving. So I don't know. He's kind of cool, right? I paid $2.99 for him. The solds are in the 12 to 18 range. Larger size ones, there are some big ones, and those go for a lot. So some of them, well, not a lot. Some of them are like up to $40 plus. But it's cool. It's carved out of one piece, and you may not be able to see it. It's got a baby elephant inside the elephant. So it's really well done, and it's carved out of a single piece. So I don't even know how they do that. So that's really cool. So I picked that up for $2.99. I think I can get 12 at least out of that. Then on the 23rd, I went to Savers, and I got this mask. So now this is not, like the Mayan masks that I've had have sold really well. I still have one, I think, over on eBay. This one's different. This is beaded. So this is an African mask. This is not a Mayan mask. So these don't seem to sell as high. I paid $5.59 for it. This one's probably around $35. I saw some listed 25 to 50. The solds, I didn't see anything exactly like this, so it's just really hard to tell. But the solds of the things that were closest to this are in the like 25, 35 range. So yeah, and this is in really, really good condition. There was another one there that I left because the beading had been, like the strings of the beading had broken. But that guy was pretty cool. So I picked him up. I got a gourd that I should have left there. So I was wondering why there was tape on it, right? Because it had, I didn't realize the top came off. The tape was going around this way, and when I took the tape off, I found a couple cracks. Now, I have repaired them, so you cannot really see them, but it was like a whole, like, let's see, can I find it? I probably can't find it. There's a crack that goes like all the way down this way and all the way down this way, like it almost was breaking in half. So I have repaired it. I will disclose that, but because of that, it's not worth as much. And these guys are only worth like 12 to 15, 12 to 18 in good shape. So he's probably not worth a ton. I like them. You know, I can appreciate the work that goes into these, so I do pick them up when I see them, but they don't have high resale value. So, you know, if it's something you're looking to pick up, they sit for a while. They don't sell fast unless you get the right buyer and stuff. So again, I pick them up. I like them. It's a personal thing. But this particular one should have stayed had I known it had 2 major cracks in it. So anyway, I paid $3.99 for that. They, like I said, 15 to 18 if it's not broken because of the condition. Maybe 8 if I'm lucky. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Then I found a paperweight. This is cool. So this is a heart. It's kind of at an angle, and it's got the line down the center, so it kind of is at an angle in the middle, but it still has this sticker on it, okay? And this is made in Japan. The brand is Tuscany Collection, over 24% lead crystal, and then it just says Japan. It's in decent shape. So it's a nice crystal paperweight, and this will be in my paperweight sale, which will be happening in May. I don't know when yet. Hopefully I'll get into that one because I have a lot of paperweights. So there's this guy. I'll show you some more paperweights in a minute. Okay, and this is the 25th. I found another Briar horse, and this is not a good one. This is Coco. It's not, I don't think it's new. I don't think it's old, sorry. I think it's newer. He's a little guy. So I paid $1.99 for him. He's probably 8 to 12 at best. So not great, but he is in good condition, and he was only $2. And then I found this really fun little box painted in Ecuador. So it's an Ecuador trinket box. the back and the sides are done in one style, and then we've got our alpacas, llamas here, which looks really, really similar to a painting, like a little mini painting I have. I can't remember where I listed those, but I have 2 little mini paintings that are very, very similar in style to this. And this is just a little trinket box. I don't think it's super old, but I really just don't know. I paid 99 cents. So, you know, the solds are 12 to 24 on these guys. I think he'd probably be 12 to 18 just because the other sides are not as detailed, and some of the ones that sold have detail all the way around. Okay, so there was that guy, and now we are up to this weekend. On Friday, I took half a day off of work to go thrifting. I finished my stuff early, so I was very excited to get out a little early and get to the stores before everything's picked over. So I went to a local thrift that is not, it's associated with a church. So I don't go in there a lot, but their prices are really, really good. And I found a couple of paperweights. So this is the one I'm most excited about because I think it might be neodymium. And neodymium is that basically the color, like it shifts color in different light. I haven't been able to test this yet, but I think it is. So it would be like pinkish in some light and bluish in some light. And I see, just even looking at the camera, this looks more blue. And let's see if this helps. Yeah, it looks more blue in this light. And when I'm looking at it, it looks almost pink. So I do think it's neodymium. See, if I put my hands there, you can sort of see it. But that's exciting, right? So anyway, the price on this was $2. And, you know, I don't know 100%. I would say 50. So I wrote down 15 to 28 because the solds are all over the place. And I think if it is neodymium and color changing, that will push the price up. So I will try to get that squared away. I need to get a fluorescent bulb so I can test the sunlight versus the fluorescent light and see if I get a shift. But I will know that before I try to sell this, and I believe this will be in the Paperweight show in May. So then there was another paperweight there. That I think came from China. It does not have a polished bottom, same as this, not polished bottom. But this is a really pretty one. It's a flower. It's just really well done. It's like a lacy flower, and then the bottom is blue, and then it's just got this like orange flower explosion, and then the center is a giant bubble. And it's just so well done. And this had just been dropped off. The date tag was the day that I picked it up, and same with the other paperweight. So I got there just at the right time, and these are both, you know, not really scratched. They're in good condition. I would say I wrote 18 to 30, I think 24, 25 on this. And again, depending on who is in the room the day this goes up for auction. And it's heavy. It's a little hefty. So that was a fun little find. And then I just picked up another cat from a cat show. He was $1, so I picked it up. They don't sell for much, like 6 to 8, maybe 10 on a good day. It's like a bisque porcelain matte finish. You know, it was a little dirty. I've cleaned it up a bit. It's fine, but it was $1, so I picked that up. Okay, so then I picked up a shirt for myself, and it's in the wash. So we're not going to look at that today. And then I went to another spot, and I got this. Now, you may remember couple weeks ago I have a very similar one, actually the exact same one in a different color. This is Anchor Hawking. This is not worth a lot of money. It's just for people that have like glass on their windowsills in different colors and shapes and styles and sizes and all of that. It's a different shape, and it's a fun piece to add to the collection. So I paid 99 cents for it. It's worth 8 to 12. but it's just a pretty piece of glass. I don't know if this is going to make it into my glass show. I need to see what I'm doing. My guess is, based on how the show went last night, it's better to have a whole bunch of things listed as options and then run the things that people want to see. So I may put this in my glass show, kind of as a backup, but we'll see. If it's not in this glass show, it'll be in another show at some point. This will be sold at auction on Niknax at some point. Okay, then, now this is kind of a sad learning lesson. I picked this up. When I did a Google Lens search, it was showing prices in the 40s, and I didn't look closely. I did wonder why the back looked like this, but I didn't think about it. I just assumed it was some sort of a trivet, which it can very well be. It is made in India. It is unfortunately part of a plant stand. So the thing here would have been legs, and this would have sat upon it to elevate a flower pot in a grouping. So I'm going to go back. Since this was Friday, I'm going to see if I have time to go back today or tomorrow and just see if they happen to have the bottom. I don't remember seeing anything that would have been a bottom, so it's likely they don't have it, in which case this is now a trivet. So I paid, let's see, where is it here? I paid $3.99 for it, which is a lot, and that was based on my looking it up and seeing quickly it was like a $40 thing. But I don't know what the value would be as a trivet. So the plant stands were selling 25 to 65 on the solds. Maybe 12, maybe as a trivet. I don't know. So we'd have to see what people thought, if they loved it and wanted it without the base, if I can't find the base. So there was that. Then I found this Desert Pueblo pottery pot, and I know that that is who it is. It is signed Betty Selby. Now it looks like it says Selby. Everything I see online has her as Selby, S-E-L-B-Y. She was an artist for the Desert Pueblo pottery, and there are some pieces online that are stamped Desert Pueblo pottery and then signed by her or stamped by her, and this is the stamp. So some of the ones that I see online dated with her stamp are in the 1970s. So this is potentially slightly older, vintagey, and it's cool. So I like the Native American look, that Southwest kind of style. I paid $1.99 for this, and these would sell in the 12 to 24 range. So there's that guy. All right, then I got this little resin cat. I'm literally picking up cats everywhere I can because my goal is to get 100 cats by May. I did buy a lot of cats. I'm not going to show you because there's nothing really great in there. I got those on Facebook Marketplace, but this is just a Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Speak No Evil cat sculpture resin. I paid too much. I paid $3.99 for it. It's probably worth, I would say, 6 to 12, right? So it's just a fun little sculpture, and it's different than all my other cats that I have. So I picked that up. Then I got this beautiful, beautiful Mexico margarita glass. I love Mexican glass. It's got a look to it. It's very, I mean, it's one of those things you kind of know it when you see it, the hand-blown Mexican pieces. And this is just beautiful. So unfortunately, there was only one, but it's different. Like a lot of the margarita glasses, I find that it kind of comes down and then indents in, and this is just straight. So this is a different look than some of the other pieces I have. I paid 99 cents for this, and they sell 12 to 15, some a little less. Like you'll find like 2 for 24, which I guess would be 12. But there was a set of 4 that sold for, I don't know, like 29 or 32 or something like that. So maybe $8, 8 to 15 on this. But yeah, it's gorgeous. And I did pick up more Mexican glass, and we'll talk about that because that was at my next stop. And then the last thing I picked up there was just potentially for me. There's this wooden spaghetti measure. I don't know if I'm going to sell it or if I'm going to keep it. It's really cool. So I haven't cleaned this one up yet, so I need to do that. But I paid 99 cents for it. They sell like $6, you know, 6 to 10. But it's a nice piece of wood. It's nice quality. It's in great condition. And yeah, it's a fun piece. So I picked that up. All right, then my last stop on Friday, I got more Mexican glass. Check out these shot glasses, you guys. Now these still have their stickers. These are still new. And it says made by hand. It actually says it in 3 different languages. These are the bottoms. But I believe these to be Mexican glass. Again, it's got a very specific look to it. I paid $1.49 for the pair. And they're worth probably 12 to 18 for the pair. So this was a fun little pickup. And these are great. And I love that there were 2. And then there was another pair, not quite as great, but I couldn't leave them. Whoops, it still has a sticker on it. So these guys, and I paid $1.50 for the pair. Let me grab the sticker off. These are not quite as high as those. So 6 to 12 on the pair on these. These are tall shot glasses, and they have like that mottled kind of finish on the outside, and you can see the ponto marks on the bottom. So really fun. Then I think this is my favorite find, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to keep them or not. This is very me, very, very much my style. These are bookends, wooden bookends, in fantastic condition. And these are handmade. I don't know who the artist is, which is really weird. There's not a signature on these anywhere. So maybe they're not handmade, I don't know. But they sell really well, and they're beautiful. And they're so much my style. The problem is I have a lot of bookends, and I don't really need any more. So I'll probably sell them. I just think these are gorgeous. And I paid $3.98 for the pair, so they were $1.99 each. I think this is probably my highest value thing this week. They're 25 to 40 on the value. I would put these on eBay. I would probably start them high and see if anyone is interested. Then I found this little stained glass lighthouse. And these do really well. These are like the older style of the stained glass. They don't sell high, but they do sell. And this would be a Niknax piece for me. So maybe even my glass show, I'm not sure, because I do want to have some lower end pieces in the mix. So $1.99 on that is what I paid. It's worth 8 to 12. That's really cute. If it's, you know, if you see something here you're interested in, please shoot me a message. You know, the times where things get listed or sold or auctioned vary. Like sometimes things will turn within a week or two. Sometimes they'll sit for a while. So if you see something that you're interested in, just shoot me a message and we'll figure out where it's listed. And if not, we'll work something out. All right, a couple more things real quick. I found this Odagiri trinket box, and I picked it up because it's a music box, and the music box still works. So that's kind of cool. It's in really good condition. The thingy doesn't click closed, but it's still in good shape. And this is Prima, Odagiri, Japan. Not a ton of value in it, but I paid $3.99 for it, and they sell 8 to 12. And again, at auction, this might go higher. So we shall see. I'm thinking about holding aside some trinket boxes. They just did a trinket box train, and they'll probably do another one in a few months. But I find so many trinket boxes, and people really like trinket boxes. Say that 10 times fast. Trinket boxes. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I may try to group them and do a trinket box sale. My last piece that I found, I have my ruler on it. I'm not sure why. I guess I was measuring it for something. It's a Georges Briard piece. And let's see if I can find the signature. It's mid-century. I know I saw that. There it is. All right, so it's Georges Briard. His signature is right there. You probably can't see that. But it's in really, really good shape. Like, it's still, the gold is still very shiny. There's not scratching on it. Like, it's really, like, nobody cut things on this. It's in great condition. I paid $3.99 for it. Unfortunately, they don't have a huge resale value, this plate. On the other hand, this particular platter, there's none listed that I could find right now. The sold had this one plus another plate. So I'm going to call it 8 to 12, maybe 12 to 18, maybe. But like the little ones, the appetizer plates sell around $8. So this one would be higher than that because it's the big main plate. But because of the condition, like, it's so good. It's called Persian Garden is the design on this one. It may do pretty well. It's a cool piece. So unsure if this will be in the glass show or if this will be in a later show, or if I'll run it over on eBay. I'm not sure yet what's going on with that. So anyway, like I said at the beginning, my total spend this week was $68.43. The total value of the things, very, very conservatively, is right around $350. So that's a 5x turn. And again, I think that's pretty conservative, so I think it's reasonable. And those 4 paperweights will all be sold in May. Yeah, I got to get more information. You know, again, if this guy turns out to be somebody really famous or something really unique, then there may be some value in this one. Otherwise, you know, everything was just more a little of this, a little of that, you know, nothing spectacular this week. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm really glad you're here. Stay tuned for more videos like this. I am still working to try to get some more artists lined up to have a conversation with. I'm not having a ton of luck so far, so I'm going to keep trying. And eventually I will find some people that want to be on camera. And yeah, glass gallery, I can't even talk. Big glass thing, April 6th, 7 p.m. on niknax.net. And then I'll be scheduling some other shows for April and May, TBD on times for those. Have a great week, everybody, and I will see you next week. Bye.